Hey everyone!
What up?
And we're live. Hello, is this thing on? Yes. All right. Very good. How is everyone doing today?
Great.
We're here for session 2 of Shadowrun Missions, the Chicago Story arc. And I'm Danny Oliver, Rem Alternus Game Master, and also the missions developer for Catalyst Game Labs. And we've got our players who are going to go around the horn real quick and remind you of who they are and who they're playing. Start with Jen.
Push to talk, maybe?
We cannot
Jen,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry. We'll get all the tech stuff out of the way early. I'm Jen, and I play Gertrude the Troll, and I am with the Geek Forge, and I'm super excited to be here with all of you playing Shadowrun tonight.
All right, next up, Duryea.
Hello, everyone. I am Duryea Rashad. I play Kaida Norel, the elf, Nocturna elf mage. I'm also a digital media producer, and I have a podcast that will be airing every Thursday at 8. This week, we're discussing weaponized religion. Find us on Twitch at DayGamer, DayGaymer. Excited to be here.
All right. Sarah.
Hey guys, I'm Sarah. I'm playing not Lila Rose, because that's her real name, but we're gonna find a Shadowrun name for her one of these days. And yeah, I'm the CEO of Rem. We've got lots of great shows. Check out our Patreon. Please check out our Patreon. We are posting tons of content, including the character creation sessions with each of these guys. So check it out as low as $2 a month. Your support means a lot to us. So thank you so much.
Indeed. Thomas.
Hey, I'm Thomas. I'm going to be playing Etienne Casguin, the neo-anarchist engineer, a human, ready to shoot some bullets and fix some things.
Indeed. And then finally, we do not get to see his beautiful face tonight because he broke his camera with it. We have Chris Walker.
Why, hello there, everybody. You're so flattering, Danny. Why, thank you, my man. But yeah, I have some technical issues. But yeah, I'm still here. I'm still smiling, having a great old time. Let's get it.
All right. So, when we played last week with our first session, we kind of introduced everybody kind of as they came to their first meet. They all met at Chicago's own pizzeria, where they sat down with Quantum Princess, a known fixture of the Chicago sort of shadow world, or shadow scene, as they say. And she needed them to just run into the zone real quick and put up some signal repeaters. Just, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, just like that. And of course, it's the zone, so there's always going to be complications, and that's why she's paying them quite a pretty penny to do this for her. 2 locations. One is in Garfield Park. The other is at Midway Airport. And then when they were trying to talk maybe a little more, negotiate a little bit more out of her, she didn't have any more money to offer them, but she did say that she was going to kind of put out some feelers, maybe see if while they're in town, they could maybe pick up groceries for somebody, something. And yeah, so they cruised on in. They went through a checkpoint, hoping that it would be maybe unmanned by any Lone Star officers. And it was, in a way, a manner of saying, there were no Lone Star officers alive at the checkpoint. However, there were the people that had just killed the Lone Star officers, and eager to not have witnesses, they decided they were going to open fire on the group. However, Gertrude knows how to drive, and she didn't want to get any scratches or dings on her beautiful ride, Darcy. And kind of between all of them, they made it out of there. Kaida kind of showed everybody what he was capable of by just kind of sticking an unseen hand out the window and just knocking one of the guys flat completely. And then off they drove. to Garfield Park, which is where they are now. They drove around a little bit. They looked for the signal. Kaida did some astral sort of scouting around, and they found the tree that it was in. It's a fake tree that was just set up really, really tall, kind of taller than the rest, and the repeater's up there. So up they went. It was Etienne that went up with the repeater because he knew how to switch it out. Levitated by Kaida's magic, and he got the repeater switched out easily enough. And as he started to kind of descend back to the ground, there was the crack of a gunshot as a sniper had taken aim at his head. Fortunately, thanks to some intervention from the chat, they missed his head, shot the old repeater that he was going to scavenge for parts instead, and that brings us to this moment.
So, Etienne, having almost just got shot in the head, is spinning around in the air and going, "Esti de calice de tabarnak de ciboy de Christ de calvaire," while he's trying to get to his AK and unfold the folding stock.
Indeed, it's an awkward thing to try to like grab your AK and unfold it when you're not on the ground. It's like someone's holding you by your waist, kind of, and you're just trying to wiggle around. And it would be fairly comical if everybody did not understand the seriousness of the danger. That sounded like a very high-powered weapon.
Yeah.
I hit the dirt and start trying to scramble kind of under or behind the van for cover.
Bring me down,
Okay.
tabarnak.
I'd like to figure out exactly where they are, like using the spatial recognizer that I have.
Okay. All right. And then Kaida?
I would, well, since I set up that too much noise kind of ruins my ability to levitate, I, at that point, lose my focus and he starts to fall. But then can I say that? I can't do that.
You can. Let's throw some flavor in there. Go for it.
But about an inch or 10 off the ground, I regain my footing and I stop him.
Okay. All right. So he just kind of like, whoa, what was that? Oh, wait, I got a spell that I'm supposed to be focusing on and concentrating on.
Yes.
And he managed to catch you before you hit the ground. It does have the beneficial side effect of getting you out of the air faster. And then finally, Gertrude, what are you doing?
I had kept the engine running as we were having this adventure. So I start looking around and planning on how to get out from the embankment since we had pulled up under the tree.
Right. Okay. So I like imagine this scene where Lila like scrambles behind the van for cover and then the van drives away and she's just like all right, so yeah, everyone's kind of like trying to figure out what's going on. Satchel, however, by the way, since Chris wasn't here, we decided to go ahead and debut the artwork for Satchel that we did get for this. So that is indeed a rendering of Satchel's beautiful bald head and his nondescript jacket and plain black t-shirt.
Awesome.
And he, through the magic of science, is able to determine that the gunshot came from far over here. So I don't know if you can see that arrow as I'm moving it. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, it's over there, somewhere in that vicinity, in that like 15 degrees of distance. Harder to get anything better than that at this point.
Can I tell which cardinal direction it is?
What's that?
Can I tell which cardinal direction it's coming from? So is that the east?
Yes, that is the east.
All right, shots coming from the east, and then I start to run towards Darcy and like pull out my Ruger.
Okay. You pull out your Ruger Super Warhawk, which you're pretty sure does not have a range that matches the high-powered rifle that was fired at you. That said, it's good to be ready as you run up to the van. So, anybody else? Anybody?
I mean, if I'm back on the ground, I guess I'm offloading and looking around trying to find it too. If I was not informed of the direction. But I
I
guess
kind of screamed.
What's that?
I said I was kind of screaming that as I ran. I was like, "It's from the east!" as I'm running towards Darcy, so everybody can hear it.
Oh yeah, let's get to the car and try and get in.
I will look
All right.
over my shoulder and yell, "Dine ain't recommended y'all climb in. Let's go."
I hop on in.
At that point, I don't think I can be of any help now that everyone's safe. So, I mean, I can't like astral project myself over to it. I can't do that.
You can. You just gotta make sure your body's somewhere where you want it to be.
Okay, so I hop in the car, the van first. That's what I do, and then somebody's already aiming a weapon, right? So then I sit back.
Yeah, someone's kind of. I mean, like, basically, Satchel has a hand cannon, very large revolver. Right. No one else, I don't think, has fully pulled out their guns. I think Etienne was trying to get his AK ready, but I don't know if he actually succeeded in that just yet. But everybody is safely stowed in the van. Which direction is Gertrude going to drive it?
Go ahead.
Is it possible now that we're all in the van? Is it possible for me to cast physical mask on the van, and it also mask the inhabitants, or would it only mask the van and we look like we were floating down the street?
So it's not invisibility; it's a physical mask. So you're changing what something looks like, right? That said, let's double check what the spell says and does. So we're going into your spells where it says physical mask, and we'll talk about exactly how that one works.
I'm reading. I see it.
Mask is going to allow you to touch the subject, which assumes a different physical appearance of the same basic size and shape. This is
It doesn't really work.
Well, I don't say it doesn't work. I say it's really, really hard to change a van. So whenever you're trying to magic something that is technology, you have to defeat its sort of there's an object rating, like an object resistance rating, because it's hard to magic stuff that is technology, and so it's very difficult to do. And this spell is usually more suited for masking people.
And then improved invisibility wouldn't work on just the van.
For the same reasons, it would work on the van. It's just for the same reason. You're trying to turn a van invisible. It's got all these moving parts. It's like, is the van one thing? It's an engine, it's wheels, it's
right.
So it's like magic's trying to like get all of it. So
should we try it?
I don't know.
I want to try it. I do want to try it.
This is a way for you to learn the impact of your powers. So I say go for everything.
At this point, everybody's in the van, so I decide to cast improved invisibility on the van itself before we start driving.
All right, so casting improved invisibility on the van. What that does is we got an object resistance rating of 15. It's the highest it gets because a vehicle is a very complex thing.
Oh no!
So I'm going to roll 15 dice against the dice you're going to roll. And if I win, then it doesn't work, but you still take drain as if you cast the spell.
Okay.
So you'll need to choose a force.
So I click it first, and then
yep.
It says modifier, so I don't worry about that, right?
Right. You don't worry about that right now because you don't have any other magic going on. force.
Do I need to make it match what you're
So,
gonna do?
no. What you're gonna do is the higher that you put this, the more hits at the end that you can keep. You're probably not gonna get that many, so maybe 3, 4 is enough.
I was gonna put 12, but okay.
Yeah, don't put 12.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do that. All right. So,
All right.
all right. So you rolled it. You got 2 hits on that.
Okay.
Force 4, drain is 3, so hit your drain die there.
It's asking the same thing, so nothing for modifiers.
Yeah, no modifiers right
Okay.
now. Just straight up. So drain is 3. So you do not suffer any drain because you completely soaked the 3 drain that you were gonna have for casting the spell. So now I'm gonna roll some dice.
All you have to do is make more than 2.
I just got to make more than 2 with 15 dice.
Okay.
3. All right.
I almost did it.
So somebody said edge. Is that happening? Are our tech guys on the ball here getting you the edge? Edge to Thomas. That's not going to help.
It's not to me.
That's not going to help Duryea. Yeah. So all right.
I have an edge
All
from
right.
last session from oh no. Yeah, from Dr. Self-Respect. If I can pass it over to Durian.
Well.
There's also a bunch that just came through because there's a bunch of subscriptions that were just gifted. So it looks like Duryea got one.
Okay. He's got a point of edge.
Kender Mage got an Electrum gift too.
Okay. And you also have a NERPS, I think, from Funk to Tune still. So that's 3 dice you can roll.
A NERPS? So I have a NERPS and 2 edges.
NERPS and 1 edge.
So a NERPS is 2 more dice, I'm guessing.
A NERPS is 3 dice. So you can just roll the 3 dice.
But I could just so do I need to get more than you just got or the same?
So you need to get more than I got, and you can get up to 4 more than I got. So if you just roll the edge, then what you're going to do with 2 hits is you're going to roll, I think it's going to be 10 dice to try to get at least 1 or 2 more hits.
So I'm going to do that.
6, yep. All right, so you're going to use a point of edge that you were given. All right.
And who's the person who gave me the edge?
That was Kender Mage.
Good looking Kender Mage. Good looking out. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so I want to roll it, and I'm going to. So what do I do?
All right, you're just gonna. So at the top of your character sheet is the dice button.
Got you.
Just hit that and enter 10.
Okay. Boom.
3. So the total between the 2 originally and the 3 that you have is 5. That beats the 3 by 2. So the van is invisible. In order to pierce that invisibility, someone has to get 2 hits on a logic and willpower test as you're driving by to see it, right?
Okay.
Average person's probably not going to see it. Someone who's really smart or really is really good at piercing through magic probably would see it, but it's probably enough to confuse our guy. So you do that, and the van is invisible. From the inside,
go team.
It feels like what would it be like, if you're inside an invisible van, would it be like the van you can't see it anymore?
Well,
and then you can see through the van, or because if I eat something and then I turn invisible, you can't see the food in my stomach, right?
Well, in Harry Potter, when he had the cloak on, he still could see the cloak there. It was just like translucent.
All right. So we're going to go with that. We're going to say that from the inside, the van is still a van. You can see everything. You can see out the windows. And from the outside, magic.
That's amazing.
Nobody knows. All right. So with that, you are going to, you've managed to pull back from the embankment, no problem. And which direction is Darcy headed?
Well, if we're invisible now, we can probably start heading towards the airport instead of trying to drive around to lose a tail.
I mean,
So-
yeah, I'd still maybe take a detour or two on the road there just to make sure, but we should be good, yeah. It's very useful stuff, and he looks around at the translucent van.
Yep. All right. So with that, you start to drive away, heading kind of south, so that you can get on the road back to Midway Airport. You hear the report kind of sound off again. It's a little muffled because you're inside the vehicle, but you don't hear a bullet hit the van. You don't hear anything else after that. And then you leave Garfield Park behind.
Who would want to shut someone fixing that? Just nearly took my head off. What the fuck was that about?
Did you get into any more ballroom brawls that we don't know anything about?
That's a good question.
Well, not since I got here, not yet. Nothing serious enough for getting shot in the face by a high-powered sniper rifle.
It could also just be someone. We're in territory that belongs to someone that doesn't want us here.
Who could it be?
Or
Yeah, I get that,
Any-
but
you know.
maybe it could be that someone has an issue with the queen. Well, she was the queen, correct?
The
Empress.
princess.
The
Princess?
princess. Yes. Maybe this is about her.
I mean, maybe, but the Matrix repeater was not sabotaged or anything. It was just used up. So
Right, but so if it was just used up, why send a whole team of? I'm telling you, something about that princess is shady.
I mean, of
Welcome
course.
to Shadowrunning. We wouldn't have been hired to do this if something wasn't shady about it.
I mean,
Well played. Well played.
it's basically an illegal Matrix relay going on here. Not that there's a legal one around, but you know.
Unless we're gonna hunt this guy down, we're not gonna know the reasons why. So let's Gertrude, we're counting on you to ditch him. Let's move on.
Yeah, it'll take us a little bit longer, but I can go a more roundabout
the
way
leader?
to get to the airport than just the straight down the highway.
All right. And with that, you guys take off from the park, driving down Chicago's containment zone, the city streets. It is slow going because the city, so many of the roads are blocked off just from debris or trash or garbage. There's buildings that have fallen apart, and half of them have kind of just washed into the road. And sometimes you find yourself driving down a path and then having to stop, kind of turn around and backtrack a little bit. And this is just kind of something that happens when you're rolling through Chicago in the containment zone. If all is to believed, hey, the governor's big project takeback's gonna fix all that, yay! But it's been 20 years, so no one's holding their breath. Let's go ahead and get a drive test from Gertrude as you are driving away from the park towards Midway.
Any modifiers?
There is there's a -2 modifier.
Okay, I roll. I got 2.
Okay, so a little bit of slip and slide, kind of rough going in a few places, a few close calls, perhaps. Depending on
Please
how
slow down.
backseat drivery people are, they might have some comments, but you don't actually run into anything except like a curb once, twice. When your comm link, Gertrude, actually starts flashing an incoming call.
I fumble around. I look very surprised that someone's calling me while I'm driving, and finally manage to answer it after a couple of rings.
Okay, so you pick up the phone or you pick up the comm and answer it. Do you have eyes, or are you having to use the screen to see what you're seeing, to see who's on the line?
I think that I don't have eyes, so it's set up like on the dash to pop the screen up.
Okay. So with that, there is a handout that is available for everybody. It is called Simon Andrews. So this fella, I think we can get that. I think we can get that up on the screen too for tech. There we go. So yeah, this
again?
yeah, this fella, he looks like maybe like a dragon, but wearing a shirt and a vest with studs. He's got a collar, sporting several pieces of flair from various probably concerts around the globe. You recognize a few of the band names, some of you do, and he's got this big frill going over his head. It's pierced in a couple places. He's got it colored in, and as he speaks, the accent that is there notwithstanding, you also kind of almost hear, like your brain just wants to put that sort of sibilant S sound, every time he says a word that has an S, because snakes and lizards, but they're not really there. Oi, bloke! Name's Simon Andrews. Master Lofrey, needed something done, and well, heard you around in the zone. Perhaps we'd be able to employ your services.
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, we're running some errands. What do you need?
So, all right. We lost track of one of our lab trees in the recent mess. The dust up. Recent 2 decades. And if I could get you guys to go to the lab, maybe poke around inside a bit, and just we'll grab whatever's just laying around. We'll pay you 3,000 million. How's that sound, huh?
I sort of turn the comm over to Flea and go, I'm not real great at knowing people aren't telling the truth.
I'm sorry. I'm just here for Durier's reaction to Danny's accent. Like that's all I've been able to.
I like what you've done with your face there. It's real nice. She's got a duality, day and night thing going on. I like it.
Your name was Simon, correct?
Simon, yeah, right. I like to do drawings.
And you want us to stop and pick up, what was that?
Right, one of the laboratories, right? So back when Chicago, before it was like all blowed up, we had a laboratory. It's still there, I assume. It hasn't just, but yeah. If you guys go, check it out, and right, just if something's there, just bring it back, and 3,000 million, huh? Each, huh? That's how many is in the van? Can you turn the thing? I can see who's in the van.
I hold it. I don't show who's there. I just say there's 5 of us. What are the risks, Simon?
Well, it's a 20-year abandoned building in the zone. What do you think the risks are? Your guess is as good as mine. Could be nothing. Could be a pack of bloodthirsty ghouls. I'm sure you're well equipped to handle it, though, huh?
Yeah. I think we're gonna need to talk more like 5,000 new yen each, buddy.
5,000 million? Just because my skin's green. right. Well, look.
No, just
I-
because after dealing with ghouls, we might not have skin. That's the difference, buddy.
But there might not be ghouls, right? It
there
could be
might
totally
be.
safe.
I kind of just give him that look at the AR feed of him and go, Simon.
Right. All right, love. So you're thinking $5,000. Let's see, what have I got in the old account? Go ahead and give me that negotiation plus charisma with
Okay.
any bonuses you might have with that.
I'm doing great.
All right. Look, how about this? It's like a first date, huh? I don't really know you. You don't really know me. But we'll just you do this one, $3,000. If there's ghouls, if there's ghouls, 4. But if there's not, this is 3. And then we'll see how this relation kind of how it rolls out, huh?
I look at him and go, hold please. And then I turn and look at the group and go, and kind of shrug and kind of ask them, like, should I
I mean,
taking this?
I mean,
I'm
he
always
sounds
down.
very
For
trustworthy, so
I'm always down for some money.
yeah, scavenging is it can always be interesting.
All right, Simon, as we are getting to know each other, happy to start this relationship somewhere. So we'll take it.
Brilliant. All right, so just when you've got what you got and you're ready to meet up, just give me a call back on this one. This is my comm for the next 2 days. So and then we'll set up a meet and have drinks.
Danny, I can't remember. Did he send us the address of the building and what it is
No,
specifically we're
not
after?
yet. He has not.
Okay. Simon, do you have the coordinates or the location and what it is specifically we're picking up?
Oh, right. So you're gonna go to the Janus Industries. It's located at what's it? 1501 North Greenview Avenue in the containment zone, Chicago. Right. So yeah, Janus Industries. Old sciencey kind of stuff. Research and laboratories and science. So just yeah.
So you want us to go to Janus Industries and get you some science?
Right. That's about the size of it, huh? Whatever science you find, and technology too. Science and technology.
All right, Simon.
All right.
We'll be in touch
Brilliant.
soon.
Great. Good to hear. All right. Well, oh, and careful out there. It's a bit blustery. And then, blue.
Yes, please be careful. Like, you were bumping into things before. This scared me a lot.
look, I learned to drive where it was a lot warmer and ice happens like once a year. And so this is a little bit different. So, I mean, if you would like to drive, you go right ahead.
Do you
I
trust
vote
me with
no.
your vehicle?
What?
Do you trust me with your vehicle?
Mm,
I mean, I wouldn't.
I mean, sure, but I'll be here. So if something goes wrong, I can eject you.
Okay,
I like
well,
that
then never
plan.
mind.
I'm down for that plan.
And don't worry too much. After the second winter, you'll be used to it. It's fine.
And with that, he just kind of like slinks in the corner, knowing that everybody wants to eject him from the van.
So, I kind of ignoring Satchel, I look to Gertrude and say, which one's closer, the Janus Labs or Janus Industries or Midway?
So Midway is south of where we are and is the direction we're heading, and that address is headed towards the water. So they're kind of
So,
not close.
well, we don't have a time limit on Midway, and we do have a time limit, even though it's 2 days um, on going east. Which, by the way, if someone is following us, might lose interest in us if we're not going to the other box. So maybe we switch directions and take on Simon's gig first here.
That's really smart.
Right? Yeah.
I come up with smart plans all the time. You never said that to me.
We've known
I
you for
didn't
about
hear your
2
last
hours,
smart
buddy.
plan. I'll make sure to pay attention more time.
Invisible van, levitation, clout. I get noticed.
Hey, I told you that was a good one.
I feel like this is a very furist attack on my character and
Yeah.
my majoring.
All
But-
mages.
Fur, what? Oh shit, that's true. You furry.
Wait, oh, you just noticed.
Right. I mean, we got in the van. We got it. We got up a tree. I got shot. I got a little bit.
See,
As they start to argue, I just start to like mute all of them with my select sound, my sound selecting.
I'd just like to say, Jerry, how come he doesn't get an eyebrow raise?
well, at this point, everybody's getting one. My eyebrows are literally glued to the top of my forehead at this point. So,
Amazing.
Yes. Good times as the van now makes a turn towards the east to head towards the laboratory. Because while you can find science in a bathroom, that's not what he meant.
I mean,
I
he
wasn't
would
sure if that was his accent, but I'm sure
So,
he wasn't sending us to. I'm sorry.
To the big bathroom over on the
Right, I assumed.
So by now, of course, you're almost accustomed to just the wind and the ice patches, and so your Gertrude is kind of seeing, all right, this is where I need to slow down, or this looks like I kind of drive a little bit faster, a little bit safer, kind of getting the hang of this snow driving thing, which is how everybody feels right before they get into a huge accident, by the way. But you are soon approaching the address 1501 North Greenview Avenue, and you notice that it is a sort of a triangular building, 3 stories from what you can tell, and also that it looks fairly boarded up. You see the letters JANUS in big tech font, the kind of tech font that was really popular in forever, because the future looks the same to everybody no matter what time you're from. So futuristic letters just all look the same. None of the letters are lit up. because it's been 20 years. But yeah, there's that building.
So-
Mage, what was your name again? Oh, whoa, whose
Wow.
character am I playing? Hold on, I'm getting all of my characters confused. I'm not British in this one. Hey, Mage, what was your name again?
Really? You don't remember my name? I've been saving you guys for the last. It's Kaida. Kaida Norel. Kaida or Norel, whichever you'd like to call it.
Kaida. I heard kinda at first, and I got concerned. Kaida, would you be so kind as to do a little astral reconnaissance to make sure no one's in the area that we should worry about?
I don't see why not. Maybe we should check with Gertrude and see if this is a good idea. I say
While
that.
they're doing that, can I like use my? Oh,
Go ahead.
oh yeah. While they're doing that, can I use my like spatial awareness, my spatial amplifier to see if I hear any weird noises or anything coming out of the building?
Yeah, you can do that from the van across the way. Let's see, what level of special crazy listening do you have?
It is
Sound spatial. So yeah, you've got to select sound filter, so you can kind of parse out sounds that you don't want to hear. You've got a spatial recognizer, so you can tell which direction sounds that you hear are coming from, and that's what you got. So it doesn't really enhance sounds that are soft and amplify them.
okay.
All right, so we have switched maps now to the Janus first floor map, and there's a sort of an image up there that kind of shows the building and where you are on the road in reference to that building. So just kind of parked just a little bit over here, and yes, you don't necessarily hear anything from said building.
Now, people, when getting in a building like that to scavenge, there can be a lot of things that can be dangerous, but they can also be squatters that don't have anything to do with that. It'd be nice if we could like not kill just people who are trying to live in an abandoned building.
I don't have a
He
problem with that.
says as he's loading Stick and Shock in his AK-47.
All right.
So
Sounds like a good idea to me.
at this point, can I drop? I'm gonna decide to drop the invisibility.
Okay.
So that I can focus magic elsewhere if need be.
All right. So looking at the building from the side of it you're on, you see that this is actually maybe the backside of the building. You're kind of looks like you're on-ramping onto the highway or off-ramping, whichever the case may be. It doesn't matter now because no one else is driving on these roads really. So you're seeing the back of the building. You see there's several windows. Most of them are boarded up. A few of them, the boards have been ripped out and you can just see like darkness within. So you figure that the entrance is probably on the other side somewhere. Or you could try to come in through one of these back windows. You will have to either try to drive around and find a better place, or just kind of, go past all these dead trees and climb up the wall right there, and just you'll be right there. Decisions.
Is this a kind of building that would have like a loading dock area, or is this more office park?
It seems like it would. In fact, you kind of back up a little bit and you actually see that there is a little loading sort of bay kind of on the north side of this building.
So, I mean, if we are supposed to be getting science, and I guess people aren't science, then we may want to be close to a place in case there's big science.
I mean, a looting bay like that is a good way in, I think.
Agreed.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Okay. So with that, you decide to kind of drive around and see if you can get closer to the building, and especially to that loading bay. And go ahead, Gertrude, and give me that lovely, lovely edge roll of 1 die. Okay. All right. So with that, you actually managed to kind of drive up. You have to go off the road onto kind of the sidewalk a little bit because there's a few burnt out, just rusted out cars that are in the way. But you actually find a clear avenue of approach on the street and are able to pull right up to that loading dock. You also notice as you're driving by that there are on the left side of the building. Let's go ahead and click on this. Yeah, that's the one I want. So on the left side of the building, you did see that there were windows. There's like a set of double doors that were kind of on that curve where you can see that there's all this shattered glass up the building. There is some covering and looks like people had tried to shore it up in the past, but there's definitely places where it's just the wood is rotted out, and it definitely seems like it's open to the elements up there. But the double doors, right, kind of on that corner of the building, they are also, they've seen better days.
We still don't see anything, do we?
You don't see anything moving around, except for one of the doors. It's doing that sort of ominous, scary movie thing where like the wind blows and kind of, and then
Okay. Well, that's creepy. So then usually, what did we decide your shadow name was? I want to say Lila, but I know that's not the shadow name.
Flea, what you guys call her.
Flea.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just a fake sin name.
Usually Flea is all leadery, but I guess the door freaks her out too. So instead of it's just an assumption that Kaida makes, you know.
His inner monologue.
Yes, it's his inner monologue. So then he steps in front of the group and he puffs his shoulders a little bit, and he walks toward the creaking door. Just because I've always wanted to do that in a scary movie, and I clearly never would. So I walk toward the door, and then I hold it. I stop it from rocking, and I look into the other side of the room. What's on the other side of the door?
Okay.
From the van, Etienne yells, "Hey, buddy, we were aiming for the loading dock," but he turns around, looks at the others, and goes like,
Yeah.
"What?"
So the van parked in the back. You walk down the street to the door and have opened it up. But I'll show you what's inside. Looks like.
As I see him get out, by the way, I want to follow because, like, I don't want my mage to get shot.
That's legit. All right, so
Agreed.
let's go ahead and do some movement here. So Kaida has moved down here. He's holding the door. We've got some. We got Lila, aka for now Flea, is with him, and the rest of you are still kind of back here at the loading dock, where these two doors are, trying to figure out what is with them.
I have one more thing I want to do. I want to cast that spell that I have, the one that I've been wanting to cast this entire game. It is called, I have to find it. It's called Mind Net.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to cast that so that even though we're split up in this building, we can always be in contact with one another without using comms.
Okay. This is going to be fun. What you're going to do is you're going to start by casting the spell with a force of, I believe it's 5. Force for
But
each
no
person.
modifiers.
No modifiers because you don't have any injuries or
Okay.
anything. So it's just
Okay.
all right. So you can only catch 3 people in this mine net.
Okay.
Unless you want to spend a point of edge, which you get. You've been getting edge from the chat, but also you have 2 points of edge yourself that you just have. That are yours.
Okay. I would like to use one. Do I need to check drain first?
Yeah, you can check. Go ahead and check drain, but you can roll for the spell. It's going to be 9 dice with your.
Okay. So did I soak all the drains? Is that what that means?
Yep, you soaked all the drain. Well done.
Okay. And then I want to use my edge.
Yep, to roll 9
So I
dice.
just-
So hit the dice button. Roll a
And then press 9.
Get at least
Got
2.
you.
There you go.
Boom.
Got you 2. So all right.
So
Well,
then after I do, sorry. Go
you
ahead.
focus a little bit. You feel the magic reach out, and then you feel that connection, and you.
And then telepathically, I say, "Do you think this was a great idea, Gertrude?"
Why are you in my head?
Ooh, maybe one before you do that. Consent, buddy. Consent is always good.
Also, I didn't know the plan had changed. I'm very sorry.
All right, just let us know before you do that. We got comms, you know. It says Etienne in comms, not using your spell.
This feels pretty invasive. Can you read anything?
Whoa. And then I feel totally attacked again. And then I wonder, like, because in my head, it was a more silent way for us to keep in contact. So then I just kind of get all all gloomy and upset.
I pat kind of on the shoulder and I go, "It's a good idea, buddy. You just got to communicate. Especially messing with people."
That's literally the point of the spell. That's
Yeah.
literally the point of the spell.
Yeah, do that before
You know, we
invading
were
people's
all in
personal
a van
space like their
together, right?
brains.
Okay, fine. But then
Alright.
internally, he feels totally judged.
Oh my
So, are we going for the front door now? Okay, let's do that, I guess. And he shrugs to the 2 others next to him, and he starts walking towards the door.
What's
feel like
the
this is
point of
gonna be
having
one of those-
plans if we don't follow them?
I feel like this is going to be one of those exhausting friendships, by the way, where like someone is so needy that you're like, this takes energy.
So I have a question. So then, over mental mental linkage, I say, no, don't come to the front. Stay at the back because then we can have both entrances covered. Instead of everybody, like now that we're mind linked, we can all, we have both entrances covered. We don't get ambushed. Just hope that.
Qu'est-ce qui va se passer quand vous allez rentrer là-dedans pour vous faire crap, I gotta think in English. Fuck. Okay. What's gonna happen when you guys both get in there and start getting shot at or charged by God knows what? That's not fun.
Yeah,
I
I think not knowing what we're getting into in here, I think keeping the team together is probably smarter at this point. You've got a lot of great ideas there, buddy. Just let's take it slow. Let's learn each other here.
Awesome.
All right. So with that, is everybody then moving into the front? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Etienne and say, you seem to be our gunner, for lack of a better word. So why don't you cover our rear and I look at Satchel and I'm like, I still don't know what you do, so I guess stay in the middle. Kaida, stay in the middle. Gertrude, I think you can hold your own. Why don't you stay up front with me?
Gertrude nods and pulls out her giant sword.
It's a giant sword, by the way.
Well,
It's
then
giant.
I clearly chose well.
But boy, I'm impressed by the car. I'm impressed by the sword. It's good gear you got here.
I mean, it's a giant sword for the troll. Even, it's giant.
Accessories are important.
I'm just imagining an anime right now where there's an already big troll and then pulls out this like comically large sword.
And then in my head, I think show off, but then I remember that.
Yeah, we can all hear you now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Or did I think it out loud? I'm sorry.
I'm a big girl. I need a big sword. I don't know what else to tell you.
You should see her with a regular sword. It's not intimidating.
It's her toothpick.
All right. Well, with that, you guys enter into the lobby of what appears to be a lobby. There are what appear to be elevator doors just over here. So, reveal. Just over here, I said. One more time. Just over here. There we go. Technology. All right, so you got a couple look like elevator doors over here. They are closed, and then you've got a door kind of next to the to the elevators that has a picture of a little stick man and some steps. So pretty obvious what that is probably. And then you got some double doors here that head north.
Lead on, mouth.
Let's I kind of pause and look at Gertrude and nod, and I step over to the elevator and call it. So I'm gonna block it on this floor when it gets here so that nobody can like.
Etienne is gonna look at her walk to the elevator and use my name to say, I don't think there's power.
I'm gonna try it because sometimes there is.
Right. So she does push the button. And there are no lights. No sound seems to be coming from the well from inside the elevator shaft. It does seem to be not on.
Cool. I'm satisfied then. All right, let's head north then.
Yeah, I say we clear the first floor before taking stairs up or down.
Agreed.
All right. So heading through the double doors, they open easily enough, revealing a trash-strewn hallway. Some doors on the right-hand side leading into, well, as you pass them, two of them obviously restrooms, and a couple of other looks like maybe small offices or something. And then there's a point where it actually there's like an inset and another set of double doors.
I look at Etienne. Let's clear it all.
Yes, you want me to go first, or you?
No, stay in the back. But you seem to have some strategy on you, so.
He shrugs a little bit, I guess.
So we'll check the lower right doors first. That's one of the bathrooms, right?
Well, the restrooms are down the hall ahead.
Oh, okay. What are these two little doors on the right?
You'd have to look inside to see.
Well, then that's what I'm saying I want to do.
Oh, you want to open the door and look inside? All right.
I'm gonna take
Confounded
me as I-
technology. All
What?
right. So you open the door, and inside you find what looks like a desk, a lot of like smashed sort of monitors and interfaces. There's a chair that's broken. It definitely looks like whatever was here does not work anymore, but they had a lot of TVs, flat trids.
Probably not the technology desired. I'll go to the next door.
All right. In the next door, you find more of the same, just kind of it's mostly empty, this one. There's some broken, smashed wood. Looks like it could have been a desk or a table or something. There's no anything that was maybe had any value, even as scrap metal, maybe has been removed completely from this.
Next room.
All right.
There's no door at the end of the hall, right?
No, the hall turns. So it turns like that.
Okay.
Right. So do you want to check out the bathrooms? Good stuff always happens in bathrooms.
I don't want to leave a place behind us that we haven't checked yet, so I want to check the office first here.
Okay. Yeah, so this office, it looks like it might have been a conference room maybe or something. Again, same sort of thing. Even like huge patches of the carpet have been ripped out, leaving just sort of this like even still today, this like tacky sort of feeling on the floor when you walk around. There's also kind of a rank smell in here as well. Smells like, smells like someone left their laundry in the washer for like 5 days after washing it. Yeah.
Close the door and move on.
Okay. Heading into the restrooms. You walk into the first one. Looks like a men's room. Because men, for some reason, because we can stand when we pee, we feel like we have to, I guess. So even though it's like a single occupancy bathroom, there's still like a urinal and a toilet, right? I don't know. I feel like I should install a urinal in my house. But whatever. The ladies' room, however, you as you step inside, there is. So there's the toilet, which is broken, and then there's a small kind of canister, and as you kind of push the door open, why don't you give me a reaction plus intuition?
Oh, a what? I'm sorry.
Reaction plus intuition plus 3.
I want to be very clear as well. Like, you keep saying walk in the room. I'm like taking a knee at each door, opening the door, looking, and closing the door. So just making that really clear. All right, so reaction plus intuition plus 3.
Plus 3, because you're like ready for something to happen. That's because you're.
Is there a faster way to roll that together that on Roll20, or do I just?
I don't know that there is.
Okay, that's fine. So that's gonna be for me 8 dice.
Okay. So 8 dice. There we go.
I should have used the code, I guess.
You can just push the button next to reaction. It says reaction. You just push reaction, the word.
Okay, and then modifiers plus 3.
Yep, modifier plus 3, and then and then it'll ask you for the other stat, and then you just change that to intuition.
Got it. Thank you.
See, so all right, but 8d6, 6 and a 5. That's 2 successes. So suddenly, you hear this like spray, and you kind of jump back, and something like kind of small just like darts out and actually is going to attempt. Well, you're surprised, so it's not going to attempt. It's probably going to get you. It delivers a nasty bite as it heads out. So go ahead and give me a soak roll, an armor roll. So this is going to be on your core page. And it is your armor jet where it says primary armor.
Oh, core, there it is. Primary armor. Got it. Okay, I
Yep.
am rolling. Ooh, 11. That's a lot of dice. I like that.
Yeah.
That's 37 dice. I feel like you don't have 37 dice, so I'm going to figure out what's wrong with the.
Nope, sorry. If it wasn't programmed right, that is not my fault. There's just this fluke that I just got super tanky for some reason.
I second that.
You obviously got super tanky for some reason. Let's see here.
It must be my mage supporting me and having my back.
That's what I'm here for.
Hey, you're rolling 37 dice there. I just have no idea why.
I mean, I did. Oh, I bet I know why. I think it's probably right, Danny, because remember during character creation, I said I want to be able to get to someone that's shooting me. So I was like,
right. So the sleeping tiger gives you 13. The mask gives you another 2 for 15. And your body gives you 4 for a total of 19. There's 18 dice in there somewhere for reasons.
for secret reasons?
For some reason. Let's see here. That is rolling 13. We're going to figure this out. I don't know.
I'm just really awesome. I'm as tough as the troll.
Apparently. Yeah. So what happens if I roll yours? Etienne's right. Just yours is not. All right. Well, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. It's written in there. It's written in there. It's written in here. It does it right here.
So whatever just bit me breaks its teeth, right?
Yeah. I'm so confused. Okay. Well, it's broken in your core for whatever reason. So I don't know why that is. But it's not broken in your actual armor thing. So let me maybe reset it. So now you don't have armor. So that just rolled your body. So that's correct.
No, I just got naked.
And then we put it back on.
This is
Try
a very
one more time.
appropriate time to get undressed and redressed, Danny.
Yes, well.
While something's biting me, I'm like, hold on.
All right, well, that fixed. I turned it off and turned it back on. Who knew?
Are you gonna make me re-roll
That's funny.
my soak?
I'm not gonna make you re-roll your soak, but we are gonna agree that it's not 11. We're gonna take the first 19 dice, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is still enough that it doesn't actually bite you. It just like you can feel like teeth as something about like that big just darts out. You just see like a flash of like brown and pink, and then it like just dashes around this corner, and you can hear like skittering down the hall as Lila has kind of fallen back kind of on her rear and then twisted to avoid getting the brunt of that attack.
What was that?
Yes.
It was some kind of creature. Watch yourself,
Um,
guys.
Since I'm Nocturna and it's nighttime, I can see exactly what it is, correct?
You did have low light vision. It was very fast. You just know that it was something small and fuzzy and mean.
Is this something that we would is it like a squirrel? Like what I'm
Probably
saying?
a devil rat or something.
Yeah, is it something that we would recognize even without seeing it clearly? Or I'd have an idea of what it was?
So Lila's on the money with that, where she's like, it's a devil rat or something, some sort of small like pest animal creature,
Okay.
scavenger.
So that's what I would tell Satchel. It's just a devil rat, dude. Calm down.
Lila's there. She's looking at. She's like sitting kind of back. She's like, it's probably a devil rat. And kind of looks back and says, it's just a devil rat, dude. Calm down.
All right, I take my vibro blade out of its cane.
Okay.
But then I know he's about to do that because we're all mentally linked.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next. I'm gonna peek down that hallway.
All right.
Can I ask Lila a question?
You don't have to ask. Like, no, you cannot ask me a question.
Oh, Lila, would it be easier if we I'm sorry, Flea. Would it be easier if we all just took a door and 1, 2, 3 opened the door?
What?
I mean, it's faster, but it's not very safe.
It's not very safe. Okay.
I mean, that was one devil rat, but if you open the door and there's about a dozen of them in there, you want to have some backup, especially if they're hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see what you were asking now. Sorry, I didn't understand.
I didn't really ask it that well.
All right. Peeking down that hallway.
All right. So peeking down the hallway, you see that it is. There's the door to the north. There's a door to the south there that peeks in, and then the door, and then the hall seems to extend fairly far down that way.
All right, so we're gonna keep staying methodical. So we'll do that door that's on the north first.
All right, the north door. It feels locked.
What kind of lock does seem to be on the door? Like mechanical? Is it just blocked? Does it just seem blocked from the other side? Is there a mag lock there that seems to be powered down?
There seems to be it looks to be a mag lock, which says to you that it's not necessarily that it's locked, but more likely that there's something blocking the way, or it's rusted or something.
Seems kind of. Go ahead.
I look at the doorknob and think to you guys, break it down or move on.
Bring it down.
Je te calisse sur l'épaule là-dedans. Yes, let's take it down. Just mental.
I'm gonna try to do a kick first and see if I actually have the skills to do that. I don't know.
All right. Well, what you're going to go ahead and do then is on your skills, you're going to roll unarmed combat, because that's what that is.
I am good at that.
And doors are bad at dodging.
Any modifiers or no?
Nope. All right. So you get 3 hits. What is your unarmed combat damage?
I would go to my arms for that, right?
You can look under arms if it's under melee. You can switch over to melee, and you'll see that it's a.
Aha! My damage is a 3. Are you pushing my buttons? Because things keep changing and I'm getting alarmed.
You know. I guess the things are mashed and you can't look at different stuff. So you are your killing hands powered on, or are you on? Okay, so you kick it, and it does not give.
All right. It sounds to me like penetrating strike would be better for that, right?
That would help, as well as
Or do you think killing hands would be better?
well, killing hands turns your damage from stun to physical, and then penetrating strike penetrates armor or reduces the armor rating of the door. So in concert, they would probably work well.
Would it be easier for the troll to just hit it with their big sword?
It's doable. I mean,
I imagine that you think that at me, and I go, can I just? Are you gonna question everything we do, the entire building?
And I just do this, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm sorry. I feel so.
Etienne was about to take a crowbar out of his pack, and he just slowly slides it back in the pack. And
all right, I'm gonna turn on my 2 powers and do them in tandem then, Danny.
all right, give it another kick.
So just unarmed first, right?
Your unarmed combat, and actually, if you go on your arms where it says melee, you can actually click unarmed strike there, and it will give all the information at once.
There.
Pow! Look at that. 6 hits, DV3, physical this time, and AP -2. So I am going to actually roll a little bit of resistance dice this time around. It is.
Is that all? Is that without all my bonuses or no? For penetrating strike and killing.
Yeah,
hands?
that's all listed in there. So you see the AP -2. That's your penetrating strike.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So it soaks 2 of the 9 damage that you are applying, and spoiler alert, it's not that sturdy of a door. And yes, you focus and just give it another swift hard kick, and the whole thing like smashes in, and you can hear whatever might have been braced up against it just kind of clattering, the loud sounds of like metal clattering on the floor. It's really loud.
I turn and look back at Kaida and just like I raise an eyebrow at him.
I just kind of throw in my dreads back. Say whatever.
All right, so.
All right, what's in this fucking room that's a pain in the ass?
Well, it was really loud, but other than that, it seems to be a loading bay, with a big, large rolling door on the west side, and then there's 2 personnel kind of doors that they're bigger than just regular doors, but they do open like doors and that lead onto the ramp. Weird design.
Etienne, can you keep an eye on the hallway while we check out these doors?
but Madame, he takes his post with next to the door with his gun.
I'm gonna assume that means yes. Actually, I
It
have a
means
little
yes.
bit of French. I forgot I do.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, let's check out these rooms, and now we have a way back to the van if we need. So that's good.
So there is a service elevator and a restroom, it looks like. And again, empty. Scavengers took all the toilet paper.
High demand right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I do want to check the garage door because since we don't have power to open it, like, does it have a chain or anything on it that?
Yes, there's a chain, and it looks like it would give if you pulled on it. It's kind of hooked, like there's a hook kind of out of the wall, a metal hook, and the chain is wrapped around it so that it holds, so that you can't open it from the outside, but you could definitely unwind that chain from the inside and then haul it up.
Okay. Okay. I'd kind of like to take care of that now so that if we need to retreat, we don't have to dick around with it. I'll think that out loud at you guys.
I mean, wait. Maybe finding a way to make it faster than unwrapping it, but I wouldn't leave the door. We broke into the first part pretty easily, so yeah, I guess it doesn't change much.
Was that wait, what? Was that an
That was me like starting to say, oh, we should keep it closed to be safe, and then realizing that we broke in the first part very easily, so it doesn't matter. So that I don't mind.
Okay. Gertrude, would you help me? And we'll start playing with the chain.
All right.
Yeah, I like to help.
All right. With Gertrude's help, or more realistically, just Gertrude doing it, it just opens, just bang, and the whole thing just like it's super loud. You hear the chains like as the whole thing like comes up with a kind of like squealing sound. You have announced yourselves here at Janus Industries for sure.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's always better to be quiet.
I turn and look at him and go, take your own advice.
Hey, if you want to lead, do
Wow.
more than struggle with doors. Throw dud flashbangs and make eyes at mages.
Okay, and what have you done?
Been silent.
Yeah, keep it
And
going.
apparently saucy when he's not. Damn.
Exactly.
All right, let's keep moving.
Duryea keeps mind talking. We can't hear him because he's pushed to talk or something.
Yeah, we can't hear you, man. We don't know what's going on, but
Oops. I was stuck into my telepathic moment. Basically, what I was saying was I had a long time ago, I said that we should be quiet anyway. That's the whole point of the mind control. I mean, the mind link. But apparently that was...
Is that a Freudian slip? Please stay out of my mind.
I mean, you guys wanted to open the door. I asked
I'm just
you
saying.
guys first.
I just want to throw it out
just
there.
keep
That
moving.
the original plan was to come through that door. I said no. The original plan was to use the comm links. I said no, but then I got in trouble. I got put on timeout.
You did not get. Oh my gosh.
And then kind of
with that,
takes a napkin out of his jacket and just
All right,
there.
that's enough.
I
Everyone,
just walk past them and I
Back-
continue to go to the next door.
back
All right,
in
come on, let's attack on you. It says it gesturing Satchel to follow him and keep moving.
Yeah, let's just go.
We continue searching the doors.
Okay. The next two doors are fairly empty. A lot of these windows are boarded up. Some of them are broken out, and so the wind is kind of blowing through. And now that you've opened the bay door, it's kind of left this path for the air to go. So it's blowing in pretty breezily with the very frigid outside air. And other than the one creature that must have scrabbled out one of these windows, the rest of this floor is fairly empty. You find a few more offices, and you find what looks to be like an old break room. Definitely not a whole lot more going on this floor, which is, of course, the most likely floor to be emptied first, just being on the ground level and easily accessible to everybody.
When
Lead on, mouth.
where's the stairwell?
The stairwell was by the original elevators, so over there. Yep.
Okay, so for heading up the stairs, Kaida, I had mentioned before getting out of the van, you going astral and checking the rest of the place, that might be a good idea now.
Be a little faster, sure.
We at
So
least
then,
know what life is around or isn't around.
so then at this point, I guess we're back in the lobby.
Sure.
Okay, so we're in the lobby. I ask the group mentally if they'll stand around me. Do I need to have magic? Do I need to drop this to do the
No,
astral?
you can astrally project. You can maintain the
Okay.
spell.
So then I am going to cast my astral spell, which
So it's not a spell. You just do it. It's a skill. Yeah.
Okay. So then I take a moment, sit down with the groups around me so I feel safe because I have to be secure to do this. And then I allow my mind to separate from my physical form and enter the astral plane where everything's all white, right?
Dark gray. The people around you, their auras are very colorful and shiny. But everything else, anything that's not alive or magical, is just this drab sort of like meh color, you know.
Okay.
So I say it's gray, but it's not a color so much as it's a
Essence.
just nothingness, like a you know.
Gotcha.
And you go ahead and move kind of with the speed of thought, just up one level, finding yourself in another sort of set of hallways. You kind of cruise through. It's easy to tell when you have like left the building because you then like there's all of a sudden the kind of the world is around you, and you're able to just cruise through and zigzag through the building, going through any of the walls and looking for. Mostly, you're looking for any sense of an aura, any color that would indicate magic or would indicate life. And you don't see anything on the upper level floors at all. So nothing's alive as far as you can tell. That said, there's also, you said you were in the stairwell, Sarah, for Lila. She was actually in the stairwell.
I had originally said that's where we would kind of stop and wait, but if he wanted to be in the lobby,
Okay.
that's fine too.
Okay. So the stairs, there are stairs that they do go down as well.
Ooh.
So then while I'm up floating, I then at the speed of thought return. Should I return or could I go ahead and look below
You
us?
can look. So it gets a little bit more iffy when you go below ground,
right?
because if you then move into like the earth itself,
Everything's alive.
There's a sense, there's a sense that like you could get lost, or that that just moving through that much just material could kind of tear at your astral self, and then also if there's anything alive in there. So it's just, it gets iffy.
So then,
but you can't.
Okay, so then I return to my body, and then I look at Flea, who I believe is our wonderful leader at this point. I then say, Flea, there's nothing alive in the building. However, I can't say, I do see that that there's something beneath us, and I just don't know. I can't discern what it is if it's not the earth itself. So maybe we should check down there.
All right, so we'll clear the lower level first before we head to the upper levels if necessary.
Maybe
Okay.
there's some science.
Good job. Thanks for the recon.
You're very welcome.
We're now changing maps to All right. So obviously your tokens are up here, van and everything. Don't mind the lobby one, that's upper floor. So we're down here at the bottom where there's this little L shape. All right. So let's get everyone over there. Dun, 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 dun. So you guys have come out of the stairwell, and obviously you can see that there's the two elevator doors for the elevator that does not work. Right. Make everybody smaller. I guess that's what happens when you don't include the grid on here, is that it doesn't size the tokens. And I'm not like trying to use the grid, you know, because this is not like this isn't Dungeons and Dragons where like the grid is set to just like the right amount of movement and stuff. So, but whatever. There you all are. It's dark. It's really dark. If you have thermographic vision, you can see your comrades. If you have low light vision, you can see just a little bit into the darkness from like the ambient light that might be filtering in from the stairwell, but there are no light sources here. It is dark. You can just make out the two doors in the front with low light vision. With thermographic, it's actually harder.
Where do we see what we have?
So you can see what you have by going to either if you naturally have it because you're an elf, or if you have an eye replacement, then you'll need to look in your OGs.
So elves have it. Okay, I couldn't remember. Okie doke.
All right, so.
All right, let's what happened before worked well for us, so let's keep the marching order and keep trying doors.
All right. So you move up to the first door. Are you going to open the ones on the left or the ones on the right?
We'll do the left first.
All right. So you open the doors on the left and you find darkness. It is cold in there. There's the light, even in low light vision, you just really can't even make anything out inside of there.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Sorry. Is it possible if I have lightning, could I cast that on something and make a fire?
Ish, but not really.
Not really. Okay.
I mean,
if I had fire, I could have cast that though.
Honestly, something that would help Darier is you can still be in your meat form and change your visions to just astral vision.
I can do that?
Yeah, you can just like turn your eyes on.
Yeah, you switch over to astral.
You trip over things a little bit because again, everything's fuzzy that's actually physical that doesn't have light. But like you could.
But at this point, nobody on the team can really see except for Flea, right?
No, I got low light vision too, but even with that, it seems very dark. I don't know if there's a flashlight in my hardware toolkit.
So yeah, I'd like to turn on my astral vision to maybe help the team see better, or at least someone on the team.
It doesn't help you see anything better, really. There's nothing in the room that shows up. You can see that you can see the auras of your teammates once again. Yeah, this is
okay.
It's a super vexing problem. I know.
Does anyone's gun have a light on it or a light source from anyone?
I mean,
no. I have a flashlight that's thermographic, but I don't know if that's helpful or if that's just going to mess up your low light vision.
Oh, yeah, it might not help people with low light vision, but I can see that.
The thermographic flashlight will work as a flashlight for anyone with thermographic vision. Because it just basically shines like that infrared sort of light.
I have a light stick. I can just toss one up to her. Here.
I can hold it really high, and then maybe it'll cast some more light.
There you go.
All right.
I agree. I like that plan.
See, it's a good thing you guys brought Satchel.
Satchel.
He's an integral part of this team.
If we can't see far enough into the room with Gertrude holding it up, maybe Kaida, could you levitate it into the room and
Sure,
float it
I can do
around?
that.
Take a
It's
look
not heavy
yourself?
either.
No, it's not. It's a light stick. But when the light stick is lit up, anyone with low light vision, it's like daytime in here now,
Oh,
right?
okay.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
It illuminates everything. So yeah,
So
there you
the two
go.
of us can see me and Etienne.
And also
See.
Flea.
Okay.
And
Me.
yes.
And
So-
Gertrude has our thermographic flashlight, so she's good too.
Yeah, I mean, and also there's a light stick. It's pretty bright. I mean, it's not, for low light vision, it's like daytime. For people without low light vision, it's, you're in a room and you have a light stick. It's,
Right.
haven't you ever been to a rave or something? Come on.
No, don't rub it in.
So, all right. Okay, so this room is a utility room, and you can see that there's actually well, if you're Etienne, if the rest of you may or may not know what this is, but Etienne knows that there is a generator in here, and also all the stuff needed to run said generator. And it looks like it's bolted into the wall there to provide emergency power to the building.
So, Tiziana is gonna let everybody know. Hey, that's an emergency generator. I could probably put the power back on if we wanted to. Be convenient for light, but might also be defense mechanism down here. I don't.
I'm a little nervous about that because anything in the building knows we're here, but if we want to be quiet to things that are outside the building, the lights may make us a target.
I have a white noise filter, a white noise generator. I can make us silent as well.
It doesn't really make you silent. It makes you louder, actually. It's the white noise generator goes brrrr, like that.
Okay.
Just make it so people that are far away have trouble hearing and understanding what we are saying to each other when we're inside the zone.
We're already mind linked.
Also, yeah, there's that.
We think
But-
argue at each other.
I agree that if we turn on the lights, and especially since everybody can see already, then we'll it'll make it to where people outside of the building will know that we're here.
Yeah, that's my concern. Let's remember it's here, and if we don't have another option, okay. But let's
Fair
wait.
enough.
Besides, you
Okay.
don't know what bacteria is hiding in the airflow system. No one wants legionnaires.
And that. Say
Yeah,
that.
I got a mask for that. You guys don't? It's around to the others.
There's so many jokes I want to make about masks right now. But I'm not gonna do it.
I just hold my breath.
Or that. I think we should go with Flea's idea for right now, since everybody can see it.
Yeah.
All right, so nothing else in this room but the generator.
Just a generator.
Let's move on.
Oddly unscavenged generator, actually. All right, so you turn into this hallway.
I feel like this is one of those things in a video game that like glows a little, like, hey, plot point, you're supposed to.
And then you don't do it, right? That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
At least has
There's
some
pain
resources.
there, I will say that, but there's we'll see. So with that, you open these double doors, and as you approach what appears to be the largest room, because you see this sort of greenish light kind of coming from there, so that catches your attention. And as you move in that direction, you see a dead dwarf in a lab coat lying there in the open doorway, his head cocked at a decidedly unpleasant angle. Two human corpses lie just inside the doorway. One appears to be wearing an armored jacket with the Janus logo upon it. The rest of the room as you can see kind of inside, jumps right out of the sci-fi horror trids. 12 tanks line the room, 11 of which contain what appear to be identical dark-haired human females, all in some sort of suspended animation. The 12th tank is open, and some of its fluids are spilled across the floor. As you tear your eyes from the tank, they land at one of the tables upon which lies a scalpel, an open medkit, a comlink, and a small, looks like medical implant device, all of which are covered in dried blood. And with that, we're going to take a break.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Nice.
I just want to say, I've seen this trid. Nope. Nope.
All right, so with that, everybody, let's all take 10. Everybody hit the bathroom. Everybody get a snack. Everybody get a drink. And we'll be back in 10.
Stay tuned for our great ads.
Yeah.
Ads. All right, looks like we are back live. I've got a handout for everyone to look at, which is the scene in the basement. So let's get that up on the screen for all of our folks that are watching, so they can also see the gruesome scene in the basement. Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, hi, buddy. You're so dead.
Had such pretty eyes.
Yeah, but he looks fresh too, so that's concerning.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it's really cold. It's really, really cold. So, I mean, it's still not like 20 years he's been in here, because, you know, obviously it wasn't cold in the summer. But hard to say. Has he been down here for a day or two, or a week, month?
You got a doctor.
If I wasn't terrified by this, I'd call Simon back and be like, yeah, 3,000's not going to be enough, but we're out. We found the science. We want none of it.
I say we'll call his ass.
Not when we might get attacked by whatever did this to these.
Can I also, then I look at Flea and I say, well, the blood is dry. So I have a theory. Do you want to hear my theory? I'm saying this all mentally to the group.
I would love to hear your theory.
My theory is that whatever was in box number 12 got out. And whatever was in box number 12 had a chip implanted in them, but somehow was able to finagle themselves out free, kill these people, take the chip out with all these tools, and then patch themselves up with the first aid kit. That's why all of them have dry blood on them. Now, the only thing that I'm confused about is how the floor is still wet. That's the only part of the plan the theory I have that doesn't fit. And then I wait for them to respond.
Yeah, I don't know about the chip, but the first part that the thing got out of there and killed that guy, that I can get behind. And he's switching back to APDS from Stick and Shock.
Yep.
No,
we're all on the same page.
There we go.
But you don't agree with the chip part.
I can check on the matrix if I see chips around, but
we won't know until we verify. So let's we only have part of the story here.
Yeah, so are all of the bodies in the tanks, do they all look exactly alike? Are they like clones of each other?
You want to say that yes, it's hard to tell exactly, but it definitely they look like they could all be sisters, right? Because the fluid, and then the it's like this viscous kind of fluid in there so between the shielding and then the fluid displacement and stuff, you don't get like the perfect view of their features, but it's close enough. I mean, dark hair, about the same size. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would like to check the body, because I tend to be the person going into the room first. I want to check the bodies and see like what cause of death was, if I can.
All right. So if you need to, if you can roll a medicine or first aid check. All right.
I'm rolling fire, guys. Fire.
I mean, the dwarf's neck is like spun kind of like around, so that might be a contributing factor. Or, I mean, maybe they did it after he was dead. This is hard to tell.
As I'm like looking for signs of this, I go, wait, Gertrude.
You seemed very excited. I didn't want to get in the way.
Wanna kind of take a look at these guys and see what might have caused what happened here.
Yeah, I can take a look.
Satchel, why don't you search the room and see if there's like any portable technology or anything we're not seeing initially that we should know about.
Sounds like a plan. And then he just goes on, starts
And,
looking around the room.
And I'm just curious. I have a question. Is there there seems to be power in this room? There, you talked about a green glow.
There's a green glow kind of emanating from the tanks themselves. Maybe some sort of, no idea. Maybe they're plant people and they're using photosynthesis. Who knows? Science, right? And you can hear like this very low hum, kind of this, the sound of the refrigerator being on, right? Except it doesn't ever turn off.
Okay. Well, while everybody's doing their thing, Etienne, as he's looking, like he stays near the door to keep watch, but he's also looking back from time to time, checking the matrix over his shoulder, trying to see if there's something running in that room that he could spot and zero on.
And then at that point, I just stand at the door and look out into the hall and make sure that I don't see anyone coming.
Etienne, can you've got the gun. Can you join?
I am.
I'm right next. Yeah, he moves a little bit closer to the door, and
Thank you.
I'm just gonna check the matrix for a little while, but I'll be nearby. If he spots something, I shoot it.
All right.
Okay, so let's get that first aid or medicine check from Gertrude, and let's get a perception test from Satchel.
All right, I'm going to go for medicine.
Okay.
And any modifiers?
Nope, just straight up. All right. So,
And that was 2 successes.
all right. So yes, you are able to see where to go. It's W, right? And then what? The name of person? Yeah, that's it right there. Boom. Good stuff. Okay. Dun 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 dun. You recognize the injuries as typing as meanwhile, as Satchel is looking around, he doesn't really find anything else interesting other than what you've already seen. So the table has the equipment on it, the strange little device, the med kit and the scalpel. There's a comlink there as well, and then the tanks themselves. You don't see any interface necessarily in sort of the physical You presume that it's probably because it's matrixy, and it has to do with that. Wow, that didn't work? Why did it do that? I hit the enter button one time for a thing. Very strange. Roll 20. You vex me. All right, that's okay. That's what you get right there, Jen. And Etienne, you notice as you're looking into the AR that there is a host here, actually.
Danny, I do want to just to let you know, turn on my combat sense.
Okay. All right.
It doesn't seem like there's anything in the room. Maybe we could take one of these bodies back as proof of science. This seems pretty sciencey to me.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not like any kind of money would get me into human trafficking, but if there was an amount, that wouldn't be 3K.
Yeah, we can't fit all those ladies in Darcy.
Just one, and then we can ask her what
So-
happened, and then we can bring people back.
My other concern is, what if we let them out and they turn into more of what this thing did?
This is why we let one of them out, so we could figure out what's going on.
That
Yeah.
might have been what happened before. She might not have
But that-
broken out. They might have tried to break her out. This is definitely a strong lady, like cyber enhanced or biotech or something. And every one of them was killed with blunt force trauma. And like their necks weren't snapped, they were hit so hard that the head whipped around to snap itself. That's how strong this lady, I assume it's the lady who is no longer in her tube, did these things. Also, she was mad and kicked the humans in the groin, and then broke his neck with a big heavy punch. So maybe let sleeping clones lie? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I'm just curious. How can you tell that a dead body has been kicked in the groin?
Also, are we not considering the chip on the table science? Or am I?
That's
We're-
not my science. But if you know that science.
Yeah, if there's a chip, we still haven't seen any proof that there is one.
I thought there was a.
No, there's
I'm
a chip.
sorry.
Yeah, there's a small like device and a comlink and a
Oh.
scalpel on the table.
Yeah, and so I'm assuming the small device. So can I do? I'm not a tech person, so then I ask someone who is a tech person to check it out. I guess. So I guess Etienne or
Any of
Satchel.
Engineering skills, or if you want to try a cyber technology skill or biotechnology skill.
I just want to know what it is, so I don't even know how to do
I
it.
don't know what that thing is, but if you bring me that com link that's right next to it, maybe there's information in there that I can break out.
Okay, so I bring him the comm link, and then Satchel's who I would ask about the other device, correct?
Yeah, I'll do a biotechnology. You said a biotechnology roll on it?
Bio or
It's got
cyber
blood on it. Yeah, it's got
options.
blood on it. So I assume that it was either implanted at some point in something with blood, but I could be wrong.
As Kaida is checking this out and like moves into the room to get stuff for Etienne, I step out into the hallway since like that was his post.
Shade. I just got shaded again. I never said I stepped back in the room. I just said.
Well,
that
the comm link was in the room, so if you go get it and take it to Etienne.
Oh, my bad. I didn't specify. I levitated it to him. I floated it over there because I do that a lot. I do. I'm covering my ass. I do. So anyway,
Right.
so I'll stay at the door, and then I'll tell them to go check them out. I don't know, man.
Okay.
You're doing fine.
So,
Trying to be helpful.
Shade and game. It's fine.
So definitely, it's not biotechnology. It's going to be a cyber technology. You look at it, and it's actually it's definitely machinery, like legit device. Something about it tugs at your memory, Satchel, but you're not sure. The comlink is now in Etienne's hands.
Yeah. What kind of comlink is it? Does it seem like something that would be a corporate issue, or is it more of a personal comlink?
No, it seems corporate. It looks like it's got it's not one of the standard market comlinks. No.
There, just because I took it and I'm gonna roll my comlink knowledge.
Okay.
4 hits. So Etienne knows everything about that comlink.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
the object itself, not what's in there.
Right. So the comlink itself, it's one of the sort of it's not like a corporate brand, but it is one that's been developed by probably a Neonet subsidiary that it's meant to be marketed. It's a blank comlink, so it doesn't have any commercial markings on it out of the box, and it doesn't have any software loaded on it out of the box. And so the idea is that for corporations, for these mega corporations or whoever, to get these in large bundles, and then they can put their own stamp on it if they want. They load up their own operating software, etc. And it's this way a corporation feels good about having tech that they can use that isn't going, this have some backdoor feature that can get in and allow their secrets to be taken. This particular one has been stamped with Janus on the back, and looks like it has power.
All right. Well, Etienne is gonna switch his deck configuration around a little bit, and he's gonna try to break in it to get access to whatever is inside. Maybe he can learn something about this whole situation.
All right.
He feels confident, so he's gonna start in AR, so he's not gonna slump over to do it. He's gonna just yeah. And let's still, we just found that comlink. Let's still be wise and go with an act on the fly, just in case it's connected to something else and it can be spotted that it's under attack.
All right, sounds good.
So I'm going to move my sleeves to one of my greater stats so I can keep these things.
Satchel, have you found anything while we're waiting?
No,
Actually, you
it's
have, Satchel. You found on the guard that has his jacket still, you did find a weapon. It is a Ares Predator 5 with 2 spare clips. Looks like regular ammo. And also a couple of Janus comlinks that are off.
So I'll pick up the gun and the 2 clips. Is it like, what kind of gun is it? Is it like a machine gun? Like
Ares Predator 5 is just a heavy pistol, like a heavy semi-automatic.
Can I tell if it's been fired?
It has not been fired.
Just a gun and some ammo. Nothing else of note.
Well, and his armor jacket that says Janus in big letters on the back.
Oh, yeah. And it seems like these were Janus guards.
Take what you can, because we can always fence it if we don't need it.
I have already pocketed them.
I got 2 hits on my hacking act on the fly test, but I'm going to use the edge given to me by kind Sir Laurent. Sir Nadeau, pardon. Earlier in the game, so I'm going to re-roll my misses.
Okay. Oh wow! So
Yeah.
you have 5 hits total. I rolled 1 hit, so you have 4 hits, 4 net hits, which gives you 2 points of information along with the hack. So happily, you do find there are right there at the beginning. They're just like, when you open a file explorer and it has like your most recent, files that you've been messing with. So they're right there. There's 2 files. It looks like 2 video files. Would you you just want to watch them on your own, or do you want to broadcast them?
He will broadcast them to everyone who wants to watch them, but before he's going to maybe scan them for data bombs.
Sure, make a matrix perception test.
Yeah. Because in the Matrix, if you're not careful, you can get your face blown up.
It's not that big a deal.
I kind of like my
2
face.
hits.
Just a little bit of brain bleed. You do not find any data bombs.
Okay, well, I'm going to visualize the first video with and share it with the others.
All right. So this video appears to be, looks like, where'd it go? Yeah, it looks like the back of someone's neck. And some black hair that's kind of short and kind of stops, right here. But then the neck itself, you see, it's the tail end of the video. It's basically they've opened up the back of their neck, and you see them pulling out what appears to be that small device that is on the table from the back of the neck. So that's the first one. Looks like they're using it to, hard to say, like maybe then like beaming that to another device so she could see what she was doing. The other one is a video, not video. It was it was a command was being sent through the comlink to another device. Activate, and it was press, and then every time the response on the activate is no signal found.
Okay. Etienne is sharing his information with everyone.
There's also an access code for the host.
Ooh, there's a host running here?
Yes, there is a host.
Oh. Well, maybe I will need to pass out. Anyway, I found all of that in the telephone link. So what did you guys find over things?
Found a gun.
That's good.
Satchel's pretty happy about that.
I'll go ahead and take the armor jacket off the guy. It's more to fence.
I can try and take a look at that chip. Satchel, if you want to like help me or show me what you saw when you looked at it first, maybe.
Sure. So, like, I thought it was some kind of biotech, but it seems like it's beyond my knowledge. It seems to be it's a cyber technology.
All right. As Gertrude looks at it, if you want to roll cyber technology.
I got 2 hits.
2 hits. So, actually, yeah, you have seen this before. Actually, it's a cortex bomb.
So I don't know what y'all probably heard about this. These cortex bombs that blow up your brains.
Hey, like in the trids.
Yeah,
Wait, those,
this is one.
oh, these things are real?
They're very real, and for someone to remove it on her own, on herself, is either a really skilled doctor, a very desperate person, or possibly unstable, or
According
maybe
to
all
the-
three.
Yeah, but according to the video, they were removing it, right? Or maybe I misunderstood what Danny described in, as part of it.
No, that's what they removed from the back of their neck. Just kind of under here.
Duryea, you're not using push to talk again.
No, I wasn't saying anything. No, I'm kidding.
We keep trying to talk to everyone in their mind.
Look, that's what we're doing. We're mind linked. So I think, just to change the theory I had before, I thought it was a tracking device at first, but it's not. They were experimenting on these 12 ladies to make them to turn them into Janus weapons. That's my theory. And they enhanced their abilities. Somehow, some way, number 12 woke up, busted out of the thing. They tried to apprehend her because security came. You know, the doctor was like, security. And then they came in, she real quick. And then once they were out, I guess she used the camera to see, or I don't know why she filmed it, but she then took it out because you said they have to be crazy, or they'd have to have a high pain tolerance, or be very strong. She cut it out of her.
Smart. I mean,
or
she
be
could
very
be a
smart.
doctor.
She could be all three of these things.
Mhm.
Wait, did
And then she took it out, patched herself up with the med kit, and took off.
I imagine you in a past life played one of those detectives on the old trids that like you have all this evidence, and instead of just listing out the evidence, you're like, this is the story.
This is the story, yes. Because it has
It's
to
a
make
great
sense.
story.
I mean, it makes sense with everything that everyone's finding too. The bomb was put there because if Janice ever lost track of one of these people, the damage could be so bad that they had to be able to terminate. It's an insurance
Then
policy.
why did they remove it?
Yeah, that was
No,
my
it
question.
said she removed it herself.
No,
No, they
not according to
removed
the video I found, and he turned.
No. The video is of her pulling it out, so she's holding the
Yeah.
comlink like.
shit.
She's
Okay.
holding the video.
Oh, okay. That's me that misunderstood.
Yeah, because she was trying to escape, and that was their insurance policy,
So
In the way that most female people would hold mirrors to do their hair.
essentially.
So I'm just saying the comm link with the video, this chip thing, like this seems like science and technology, and maybe we should settle with that for 3K and get the fuck out before we get attacked.
Should we take
I'm
pictures
definitely
or
a fan
something?
of not getting attacked.
What
I mean,
was
I think
that?
the bomb itself is great technology. It's a bomb. It's
Satchel, what did you say?
So I'm a big fan of not getting attacked.
I'm down for the smoke. I want all the smoke.
I
But
mean,
if my team doesn't want the smoke, then I'm not gonna force y'all to take the smoke if y'all don't want to take it.
Smoking is bad for
I don't.
everyone's
The
health.
guy sent us down here to bring back stuff. If you guys, I'm not. I'm kind of new to that business, so if you guys think it's enough, just the evidence that there is stuff. But
I mean, we have some stuff. We have this brain bomb. We have the comm link with the video. Like we have some technology, and the bomb is science and technology, right? Like, and I mean, I just don't want to put us. This shouldn't be a life or death mission for 3K.
I agree. Let's go.
He also said that if we get attacked, he'll raise the price.
He said
How
attacked
much is-
by
how much is your
ghouls.
life
These are
worth?
ghouls.
Yeah, he
Also,
was
it
very
has to
specific.
specifically be ghouls.
Language is very important in the shadows.
Well, then that would be dishonest, so I can't say that because of that
I mean,
thing.
I could call him and tell him what we have and say, if you want more, we're going to have to negotiate for a higher price.
I like that idea.
I'm going to
Yeah.
call Simon. Everyone, please cover the hallway.
And then I move to cover the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Are you calling from the basement?
If I can get a signal.
What is your comm link?
It's a nice-ish one.
Is it? I don't know. Some of you guys cheaped out on your comm link, so I don't remember who.
I don't feel
I'm
like
not going
I
to
did.
name any names.
It was a pulse wave.
No, you did. You did not cheap out on your comm link. You got a pulse wave. So yes, no problem. You dial that. You dial that comm link. It buzzes. It buzzes. It buzzes. Then it makes a connection. You see a ceiling, because it's just like mostly a blank beige, but then every like half a second there's this whoop, whoop kind of thing on the side, and you realize it's a ceiling fan that's spinning. And you hear, oh, hold on, and then you hear some crashing, something bangs, and then a moment later you've got Simon.
I'm gonna make sure the audio is playing through my earbuds so that like this isn't happening loudly in the middle of.
Okay, and you see Simon, sans top, with his green scaly chest, and his just kind of, he's still got his piercings and stuff, but he seems to he's kind of moist, maybe he just got out of the shower or something. Hard to say. Oh, what? Oi, hey! You make it to Janus, all right?
Yeah, Simon, we made it here. We're here now. I just wanted to communicate with you. We found a comm link that has a impressive video on it, and we found a brain bomb chip thing. So we found some science and technology. So we're thinking of calling it here. There's something also that has escaped here that looks like a science experiment that could beat the shit out of a group of 3 people at least, several with guns. So I'm happy to give you what we've got, but if you want us to continue and search for more, we're gonna need to talk about that price again.
What you mean something escaped?
I turn the link around to show the tube that's.
That's not something you see every day.
No, and whatever got out of there did this, and then I'll show the body of the dwarf.
Oh, that guy's got his head on backwards.
Must have had a rough time putting it on. Yeah. So again, we've got some stuff for you that I think us getting this far is worth the 3K, but if you want us to press on, it's going to cost.
All right. Well, honestly, I think you've confirmed what we were looking for. So just leave everything on the table. Cause that's a bomb, right? Just don't drive around with that. I mean, maybe, yeah, you're professionals, right? Just make a call. But I'll say
I want to tease him and grab something that's not the bomb and like toss it in the air and be like, "Oh, like this."
I say you've earned the 3,000. So just let's meet at and
as he's stuttering to like try to find where to go, I say, "Send me the location," and I disconnect the call because like I'm not keeping my team here any longer with this thing down here. Like it's not happening, so I'm out.
Okay. So yeah, you disconnect it. Um, yeah.
So are we stacking people or are we leaving?
We are leaving right now. We got enough. Let's take the comm link and we're out. Let's be quiet and careful.
All right.
All right.
So quietly and carefully, you exit Janus Industries and the nightmare in the basement. Time to drive, perhaps, to Midway Airport and maybe get the rest of your job done. Why don't we go ahead, Gertrude, and get another driving test, -2, and just, make sure you don't crash on the way. You don't crash on the way. Again, it is a bumpy ride. Sometimes you hit curbs, sometimes on purpose because you got to move out of the way, and sometimes less on purpose, but no one else knows that.
I'm aware of
And
that.
you,
While we're on the road there, Etienne is gonna make copies of this video and just keep one tucked in the corner of his deck, just in case. You never know when that kind of thing can be useful to blackmail someone or something.
all right. Never know. Yeah, never know. Pay data or maybe interested parties that you are allied with. Who knows? So, does anyone have a Chicago area knowledge, or maybe
I think
smugglers, or
we talked about this last week that none of us actually took any Chicago knowledge.
because nobody's from here. Everyone's from the South except for Etienne.
I have some organized crime knowledge.
I'll take it. Go ahead.
I don't know
and,
where it's at though. I don't know how to find it.
So on your character sheet on the left-hand side, all your skills down there. There's
Okay.
You change the little tabs: active, knowledge, language.
I see it.
Oh, I have Chicago
Knowledge.
game.
Chicago gangs.
have-
You can roll Chicago gangs.
Okay. Yeah. Right now.
Good roll. It's a good roll.
Hey.
All right. So what you've heard is that because Midway Airport is inside the containment zone, right? So obviously there's no commercial flights coming in and out. That said, you've heard that that's where a lot of the illicit goods, the black market stuff, the gray market stuff, a lot of that moves in and out of Midway. Generally, if it's not the wingman over at Spire Industries, it's going to be coming in through. It's going to be coming in through Midway, so it's kind of a smuggler haven. So yeah, officially it's shut down, but that's what's kind of been going on. The runways generally all jacked up. A lot of VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing, kind of vehicles fly in and out. So you arrive, kind of getting close to the middle of the night at Midway Airport. I have switched the map now to Midway Airport.
Not on my side of row 20. I don't know. Now it
And
is.
pretty big map. So this is all like where you guys are going to be on this map is general. We're not doing extreme tactical movement here. Coming in on the so you can come the terminal is on the east side of the airport, and then the west and north and kind of south sides have the various sort of used to be businesses and stuff. So probably each of those is kind of run by maybe one smuggler group or another, and it's a big wide open expanse full of snow and darkness and wind, lots of wind.
Okay.
So this is the one that's supposed to be on a tower somewhere, where there are airports with lots of towers.
The control tower, probably.
Yeah, I think they said control tower. I look at Etienne and I go, "Can you?"
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it on the matrix first.
All right. Go ahead and give us that matrix perception test.
Danny, I'm also, just so you know, I'm going to drop my combat sense. I still have my increased reflexes up from last time, but I'm also going to just keep with these guys my commanding voice on.
Okay.
We're still mind linked, so I asked the group for consent if they feel comfortable dropping the mind link, or do they foresee it being useful at some point in this mission.
I think it's a great way to communicate.
So I'll leave it up.
Thank you for asking. That was very nice.
You're very welcome, team.
Appreciate it.
All the time.
I feel like I need to get him a Hallmark card, like really thanking him after this for some reason.
Etienne's gonna pass out and try and locate that thing.
Okay. All right. So matrix perception, it's not hard because there is one major sort of set of there's like a cluster of icons in the middle of the airfield that kind of indicate to you that something's going on there. And then if you look out the van window, you can see there is a structure that is tall in the middle of the airfield.
So through, mind link, I guess, Etienne tells you, like, tower is just there up front, but there's a lot of activity there, a bunch of devices. I haven't taken the time to scan them one by one, but there's it's not an abandoned place, let's say. There's something there.
Gertrude, maybe we should park a little ways away. And then I look at Kaida. You want to do your thing where you make us sneaky sneaks?
Alrighty.
So there's a couple of things you can do, Duryea, for this with Kaida. So you can cast invisibility a bunch of times, and that's really taxing. Or you can summon a spirit that can then put a concealment upon the group, which
here's my question.
Increases.
But are we still in the van?
Right now, you are, as Gertrude is going to find a place to park.
Yeah, I'll find a spot that's out of the way somewhere that we can park.
Okay, so after I think I'm gonna wait for her to do that, and then once she does that, I'm going to cast. I guess I haven't summoned anything yet.
Yeah. All right.
And it seems less taxing, so I'll do that. Where do I go to summon something?
All right. So first, for Jen, if you can place Darcy wherever you want to pull her in, and we'll say that's where you park.
And these areas are all old, where the planes would pull in.
So there's like hangars on the left, the bottom, and the north. You could. It's old enough and torn down enough. You could get onto the airstrip itself if you really wanted to. There's, but that's a lot of really open area. So on your magic, Duryea, let's see. Nope, that's where the add up powers are. So not on your magic, on your personal, on the left-hand side. In your skills, your active skills.
Okay.
All right. You've got a summoning.
I see it. No, I don't.
So what you're going to do is
I don't see it.
you're going to
I see it.
near the.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So just like with spells, you have to choose a force. Okay. The force of the spirit that you summon. The higher the force of the spirit, the more powerful it is. For the 5 of you for it to do its conceal power, you will need it to at least be a force 5.
It didn't allow me to select the force. It asked for a modifier, but I just clicked nothing.
So we're gonna say it's a force 5 for this, but in the future, just like let me know what force it is for this one, because then I
I'm
am going to
sorry.
roll to counter that. No, you're fine. You're learning this particular thing. So since you're summoning at force 5, it gets 10 dice to try to not be summoned, right? So you have 7 hits. If I get 7 or more, you do not summon the spirit. However, I did not. I only got 1. So what this means is you get the force 5 spirit, and that force 5 spirit owes you 6 services. So a service can be anything from use this power that you're about to do. So that would be a service. Protect Satchel would be a service. Fight our enemies would be a service, right? So that's the kind of things you can do. And also you need to determine what kind of spirit you're summoning. Is it an air spirit, a water spirit, earth? I think you get fire, earth, fire. Yeah, the 4 elements and beast is what I think you get. So which
Okay.
one of those are you summoning?
Well, here's the question. So at this point, so what do they do for one? I don't know what they do individually, but I would assume air, because I'm thinking about visibility, and so I would assume I would only get to summon one, right?
You're only summoning one.
So I would summon. I assume this is about. Wait. So Gertrude, what's and the team? What's the plan right here? Like, what are we doing?
So we're gonna sneak over to the tower. I would also like you to do an astral recon again to see. There's icons in the matrix, but are they tied to actual meat people?
Auras. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'd like you to do that recon, and then we move in.
Would all 5 of us be going outside of would all 5 of us be going over there?
I look at Gertrude. You're our driver, so I leave that up to you. But I would expect the rest of us would for cover.
If y'all want me to stay in the van and keep it warm, I can certainly do that. Or if you want me to come with you, that's fine too. Let me know what you think is going to be better.
If she stays in the van, I can use one of the services on. I can keep one of the services instead of using it to cloak her.
I think you would only need one service.
It doesn't use a service to cloak each person. It's a service to do its cloaking power, which covers all of you.
Oh,
yes.
So then, so that's that's the first service I want to do is to cloak everybody. If that's the case, why don't we just take the van over there?
Yeah, we could as well. Since we're all concealed, that's not a problem. Just once we get out of the van, we want to make sure we're covered.
Okay, so that's 2 services, one to cover the van and then the other or to cover the team, or is that still just one service?
It depends on what you mean. Like if you just say if someone attacks us, like help defend, and that's just general, that's one. But yeah, and then it would watch the van and you guys.
So what I want to do is I want to keep us concealed as we go there and when we get out of the van. I do want the spirit to protect us in case we're attacked by anything as well. As far as the other 4 services that I would want, is it okay? Do I have to decide that now or can I?
No, you have until sunup. At sunup and sunrise, that's when any spirits, any services you still have, they go away and the spirit returns back to its plane.
Okay, so for right now, that's all I want to do. And before we do that, I want to do the what's it called that she just asked me to do?
Astral projection.
Astral project before we actually move.
All right. One quick question about your spirit. Whenever you summon a spirit for every 3 rating of force, it gets an optional ability. So for this, it's the optional abilities you have to choose from are elemental attack, so it like blasts cold at somebody probably, or lightning, spirit of air. Energy aura, it's like covered in lightning or cold. Fear, it can cause somebody to run away with fear. Guard, which is to kind of protect you from other spirits, sort of malevolent powers. Noxious Breath, or Psychokinesis.
What is psychokinesis?
It's telekinesis.
Okay. I'm kind of thinking the first one. What'd you say the first one was? Lightning blast.
Elemental attack. So it just just like shoots
That's
lightning.
what I want. I want elemental attacks because at this point we're going to be out in the open. And the last time we were out in the open, we didn't have anything protecting us, and guy almost got shot. So I want to do either guard or lightning or elemental attack. Are they both do the same thing, essentially?
Guard does Guard's a specific power, and I'll tell you what it does in a minute. So the normal powers are accident, which it causes somebody to like stumble or whatever. It has this power, right? So it can cause you to trip up or crash or your gun to jam or whatever. Guard protects from that. So if someone else has a spirit and you think they're going to use that power on you, you can have your spirit guard you from that. And then the other thing is has this concealment. It can cause confusion. It can engulf somebody within itself. And it can use what we call the movement power. So it can increase your movement by its force rating.
Okay.
And then finally it can like also like search the area for you to find like something specific. So that's
guard. That's what guard does.
No, that's all the different things. Guard just by itself.
I got you. Understood. Okay, so for right now, I have no clue about the power. But for right now, I know I want to start with the astral projection, and I want to do those 2 services. I don't know about that optional power yet. Yeah. Is that fine?
It's going to be we'll do the elemental attack. This way, it can be better protect you if it gets into a fight.
Cool. So I stop, and then while we're in the van and we're in the covered section, I do my astral project. I leave my body. Everything gets murky except for auras, and then I focus my attention to the cluster of or the cluster of activity in the middle of the airfield.
Right. So with that, as you fade into the astral and kind of come up, you see everyone's auras around you that you've that are your teammates. You also see the spirit of air that you've summoned. It is bright and shining in the astral plane. And in the astral plane, if spirits are in the astral, or I think spirits are dual natured when they're not in the astral, so they can actually. It's one of the few things that can actually attack you and hurt you. Right, if you're in the astral plane, is other spirits and stuff. Also, other astrally projecting mages can attack you, and you can attack them. So you see the spirit of air that you've summoned. So thematically, when you summon spirits, there's a certain theme, right? When you summon a spirit, what do you imagine that's like?
I imagine that when I summon a spirit, it is an entity that's ever changing. Every time I summon it, it has a different form. Can I say that?
You can.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So like a Christian theurge would summon angels, right? That's what their spirits would be like.
Right.
Maybe like someone who is from the Middle East would summon like genies and afrits and stuff like that.
I can't remember what we picked for his religion. I don't know. I know we're talking about.
You didn't really. We just went with the shamanic.
Shamanic,
path, so,
yes.
But that's just kind of a catch-all in Shadowrun for just kind of being in tune with the natural world, right?
So it could be your Patronus, like.
Right. I see what you're saying. I have a theory though. I have 2 theories. My theory is that like there's this ideology behind something of the show that I like, where every time they encountered this thing, it was different because it had to be whatever you needed it to be in that moment for you to catch on to it. But is that too fluid?
No. Nope. It is not.
So basically, right now I see a dragon.
Okay. You see a dragon.
Yes.
It's just like a giant air dragon.
Yes.
Okay. So with that, it kind of spools up into the air to kind of keep watch of things as you also move out. And as you move out, you notice very quickly, that there are auras situated around what appears to be like a rising column of grayness from the ground, right? Which you presume is the control tower. You see that there are 2 auras that kind of seem to be obscured by something as they move back and forth. It's hard to really tell what that is. And then there's a third aura that is actually circling around in the air above it, which can immediately tell you that that's either an astrally projecting mage or a spirit of their own. However, to get a better look at what that is, you can roll a sensing test. So that's in your active skills as well.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. It's asking for modifiers.
No
Nothing.
modifiers here.
Okay.
All right. So 3 hits. With 3 hits, you can tell that the spirit that's in the air is an air spirit, it's like yours, but obviously it's got a different form. And it is not as strong in magical, just raw magical power as you are, or your spirit.
Yes.
And the two other forms that you see, you realize that what it is there's a door, an open door, and they're kind of on the inside of the door, just kind of, because it's cold, and so they're just trying to keep warm, I guess. And they're just, they're still looking out, kind of keeping watch, if you will, but they're inside of the doorway, and that's
Okay.
why their form kind of disappearing and fading away. And that's what you see.
Okay.
There are no other auras across the field.
Okay. So then I bring myself back into my body. I look at the team and I say, all right, here's T, man. There is at least 2 people over there. I think there's a third. Of one of them is a mage, or a mage has left an air spirit to guard the tower. So whatever's in the tower is being guarded. So we should plan accordingly, because there's probably going to be some some magic dueling, and there's also probably going to be some hands thrown.
Okay, let me. Oh, go ahead, leader.
We all know to geek the mage first, right? That's I know we're all kind
To
of
geek
that-
the mage.
That's
What does that
true,
mean?
but before we go in murdering people, maybe I can have a look at the icons on the Matrix.
absolutely.
See who are these people and what they're doing there. If they're just like the crew guarding it, maybe we can just speak before we shoot.
I think the other thing I think is important is where exactly is the box? Is it in the same room that they're in? Or is it above? Is it below? Where in the tower is it? Avoid them entirely.
I think it's on the top of the tower or something like that. I
Do
mean,
you think, or do you know?
there's a bunch of icons right now running in this place, so it's hard to tell where is what. So I need to unknit that to see if I can find it. But if I remember correctly, Princess said they were up above, both of them.
So is it possible? Because this is a whole. I didn't sense anything else in the area, so it's not likely that we'll be attacked by anything else. But I still don't want to risk it. So is it possible that we can shut down the power here?
Wouldn't be in our. Yeah, I guess it would be possible, but as I said, maybe we try and figure out who these people are and what they're doing there before we.
You want to
technically attack
negotiate with
them.
the people.
I want to know before we do something.
I don't.
Then I just look at the leader and see what she's gonna say.
I don't necessarily think we need to know what they're doing here. I think the fact that we were hired implies that we need to get something here that under normal means. Otherwise they could just have it hired Comcast. Like
Well, no, they can't. We're in the middle of it, like nowhere in this CZ whatever the letter zone.
yeah, but
I mean,
especially since someone took a shot at you, that we're putting something here that people don't want here. I'm not saying by any means, and we haven't talked about this as a team, but there are ways to get by people without murder, and I would prefer that.
Yeah.
So, I think that if there's a way to just get up to the tower, find where this box is, switch out the boxes, and not be seen, let's just do it.
Okay, so I have an idea, a new idea. But here's the
I
issue.
love your ideas.
Here's the issue, though. We're forgetting that there's an air elemental swirling around this tower. So I'm not sure if there is a way for us to do this without the air elemental knowing that we're there. Now, the people, sure, but this elemental, which is I'm pretty sure is there to guard it, is gonna see us. They're gonna, even if we can get close.
Not necessarily.
Okay, why is that?
We can still sneak.
Past the elemental spirit?
It's still possible, especially if we can also see if it's got a path. Sometimes oh my gosh, I'm so sorry guys. My past mage is coming out here. But we can see if they've got a routine, like if they do rounds that are regular, because then we can time it. There's different ways we can do it, but we haven't talked about what are our options for just getting up there. Let's figure that out first, and then see what is going to be a roadblock to getting that up.
We could do the same plan as before, since I have I can just levitate up there.
We could borrow a VTOL.
I mean, I didn't. Last time they got the box, but this time, if they spot me flying up and up there, they might just nail me good. I'm not sure.
I got the perfect idea. We can do a physical mask, and we could go in there pretending to be airport workers.
But if there's
That's a great idea.
And then we could just be doing routine maintenance.
Hey, how about we go there and we're like, hey, we're the Matrix repair guys.
Yes, we could do that.
Because that's what we are.
That's what we are. And then we don't have to lie, because I don't like to lie.
Oh God. Yeah, that's absolutely, if we can just get in the front door, that's even better. But
we don't even need everybody to go in.
No, we don't. But again, keep in mind, we should do some research on what the routine is for maintenance like this. If we can see scheduling, because do maintenance workers come to do this at midnight, or is it?
I have an even better idea.
Oh my God!
Remember the idea about shutting off the power?
Considering
we caused the problem ourselves that we have to go fix, right?
You guys do realize that this matrix that we're fixing is run by a Trid pirate known as Princess Quantum. It's not Comcast. It's not whatever you have here. If these people are defending the box and the station, they may very well work for her.
I didn't understand any of that. All of that just went over my head.
Why don't you just use your spirit to cloak Etienne, and then have your spirit take Etienne up there, protect Etienne.
The reason you won't do that, Duryea, is because the spirit sees astrally. So magical abilities and stuff, instead of being dimmed down in the astral, they're really bright. So if you cast invisibility on yourself, for example, yeah, you're invisible, but on the astral plane, you're super bright because you have your own aura, and you have the magic aura on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that's your response to Satchel.
So then I turn to Satchel and I say, I'm the magic man, okay? And then I go back to the group, and I say, and I'm like, now I think the reason that I like the idea of Gertie staying with the van. We can take the van over there, even though if I have my spirit cloaking us, does that also make our aura brighter?
Yes, because the spirit is using magic to do it.
So the spirit's gonna see us coming anyway. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna have to kill the spirit, guys. I'm gonna have to do it, or we're gonna have to do it, and I just don't know if there's another way. I don't see a way around us getting rid of the spirit.
Part of the problem out of game Duryea that's problematic with that is a summoned spirit has a direct line to their mage. So if that spirit sees us, the mage knows we're here.
Yes.
And if you kill the spirit, the mage knows you killed the spirit, or the mage knows somebody killed their spirit, right?
Right, but the issue is this. So then we can't either. So that means we can't use magic to go over there.
We don't know yet. So let's figure out first, like, let's think about what all of our options are.
Okay.
And then, like, how we want to deal with them. So one option that we discussed we are not going to do is float him on up there and do this, right? We came up with the physical mask idea to get us in the door as you know, and try to sneak past the spirit. Maybe it could happen, maybe it couldn't, but we need to understand more about the airport routine maintenance that gets done for that. So that would take some research. Another option could be we run in, we hit it hard, and we go, right? Like that's always an option. May not be the best option. Option 4, you know, as Etienne said, maybe we talk to them. Like there's different things and different approaches that we can take, and we can come up with the pros and cons with them. But I think we have time. We don't have a deadline. So let's talk about all the options. Like let's pick one, talk about the pros and cons, and then move on to the next one. Cool?
Yeah. With me.
Etienne, did you have something to say? You don't need to raise your hand.
Well, it helps when everyone is trying not to talk at the same time. Does anyone know the gangs or organization around here that may be likely to, you know, be in that tower or own this particular spot? Are they
Satchel
friendly?
does. I mean, Satchel know all about that gang life.
Oh,
Yes, Akash.
oh,
Come
okay. Yeah, I
speak
can
up
speak
and
now.
enlighten us.
Okay. Oh, I mean, yeah, as he fidgets after, you know, everybody just shits on him all day today. Like,
I got two needy people on my goddamn team.
yeah, I will go ahead and be like, yeah, well, I think these are a bunch of smugglers. I'm pretty sure that Midway is the hub for smuggling and whatnot. But, well, what the fuck do I know, right? And then
I don't know. That's exactly
he
what
just
I'm
goes
asking.
back.
What do you know?
Absolutely nothing. And then he just puts his sword back in his sheath.
Oh.
Can I make a Plan 5 suggestion?
Absolutely.
There are lots of VTOLs hanging around.
There are some VTOLs hanging around.
What is a VTOL?
What-
Is
what are
it
you-
that long stair thing?
It's like a plane, but it goes up. It's like a plane plus a helicopter, so it goes up and then side to side instead of taking off this way.
Okay.
You know
So
these.
we could borrow one and go up to the top of the tower.
That's my rigor.
That's
why
what
it's
you
Plan
want to do?
5.
I mean,
Something else we could do. Here's another idea. We cause a distraction, lures them out, or at least lures the attention somewhere else while we do what we need to do. That's, I mean, creating a distraction somewhere else is helpful.
What about this air elemental that's there?
The air elemental, the air elemental might go check out that distraction.
So,
But regardless of what happens, if their attention is somewhere else, we may have to deal with less of them than.
so yeah. Let's just blow something up and see what happens.
Oh,
Something else.
no.
No, I'm saying far away from them. Let's just blow up something on the other side of the airport and see how they respond.
I mean, we're here to fix an internet bug, so maybe getting the cops involved because we created a big explosion might not be.
I mean, it's distracting.
We can talk the distraction avenue. Let's wait on the blowing stuff up. But I think
that's the only distraction that I know of. I'm sorry.
All right. So with that, as the team sits on the west side of the airport, trying to determine the best avenue of approach, whether diplomacy or overwhelming force or chicanery, how will they go about making it to the tower here? Because that is our 3-hour mark. We are at the end of the show today. We will come back next week and see how things turn out at Midway. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I really appreciate all of you. Appreciate all of you guys contributing to everything, helping us out. For any of the awards that haven't been used, we want to try to use them before the end of the session, but had not really a lot of dice rolling tonight, but we do have that saved so that we can catch that next week and make sure we call out our gratitude. So yeah, I'm gonna chill out for just a little bit after, maybe if anyone wants to hang out and talk about some stuff. But other than that, we'll see everybody next week.
Bye, guys. Don't forget to check out
Jesus.
Patreon.